Welcome to the 1 millionth YouTube video on Katz's Deli. That's right, we're so proud to be part of that milestone. Being new residents of New York City, of course, we had to put it on our list to try. Now, the thing about Katz's Deli is when you look it up online for reviews, whether that be textual-based reviews or videographic reviews, you're gonna see a whole lot of stuff like this. Tourist trap, overrated, overpriced. Katz is not the same as it once was. I cannot trust these reviews. I'm LUISGUSTO. I gotta find out for myself. As a connoisseur of corned beef and pastrami, as well as various other Jewish delicacies like pickles and matzo ball soup, I decided, you know what, Narissa, let's load up the minivan, take a trip to the Lower East Side, and try Katz's Deli, by the way, established in 1888. When I told Rowdy that this deli has been around since 1888, he didn't believe me. He wanted proof. So I had to pull up the New York Times archives just to show him. So the theme of this video is Katz's Deli too overrated? Is it so overrated that it's actually underrated? You walk inside, you get your ticket. Every single person gets a ticket. Don't worry about it being cash only, but you do want to have some cash on hand. I'll get to that later. If you want the famous meat sandwiches, you gotta wait in line for a cutter. There's also a grill to order from and a drink counter. When it's your turn, you'll place your order. And then when it's all said and done, you tip your cutter, give them your ticket, they mark it. Then we also decided to get a Doc Brown root beer. In anticipation of this lovely feast at Katz's Deli, I decided to get in a nice back and arms workout earlier. Now, I did lat pull down, I did seated cable row, I did bicep curls, tricep push down, a couple other things in there. Plus, I ran a couple of miles on the treadmill. So I am ready. Like they say, Gorbachev, tear down that food wall. Except instead of a wall, it's pastrami. Famous classic pastrami sandwich. This pastrami took 30 days to make. I got socks that are younger than this pastrami. Then of course we had to get the corned beef sandwich on rye bread. We got a little bit of mustard on each. I'm not sure if the corned beef takes 30 days. I couldn't really find it on the website, but I don't care how long it took. It smells good. We also got some pickles and a matzo ball soup. And now it's time to try it before it gets cold. Wow, that is a meat mountain between two pieces of bread. Cheers to Katz's Deli. Wow, all that moisture from the meat has soaked into the bread. I got a little bit of mustard. I noticed they were spreading a lot of mustard, so I was like, just a little bit is cool for me. This is insane. They brine it, they smoke it, they boil it, then they slice it and pile it onto amazing rye bread. Oh, this is amazing. It's a great blend of meatiness, a little bit of fattiness, obviously incredibly savory, and the rye bread really just holds it together, gives those flavors the perfect balance. Damn, this is a post-workout meal if I ever ate a post-workout meal in my life. Murray, get on the phone and tell him to get the pastrami sandwich. Normally I don't drink a lot of pop, but I wanted the right flavors to wash down that pastrami. I chose right.
These are beautiful sandwiches. The biggest difference between Manny's Deli and Katz's Deli, first of all, everybody should go to Manny's Deli in Chicago. We love it there so much, and everybody should try their pastrami and corned beef sandwich. But the biggest difference, I'd say, is that at Katz's Deli, they do thick cuts of meat. And at Manny's Deli, they do slices, very thin slices with a slicer. These are hand cut here at Katz. I'm going for pastrami first, just because I have a feeling that Rowdy would choose this first. I feel like a lot of times at a deli, you can get stuck with bread that is just like hard and crusty, or just not really soft enough that it kind of like hurts your mouth when you're eating the sandwich. This bread is baked fresh daily, and you can tell it's soft, it's fluffy. It goes perfectly with the sandwich because it absorbs all the meat juices. This is legit.
Now we gotta tackle the corned beef sandwich. Similarly, another mountain of meat. These are like twin peaks here. We also got mustard on rye bread, and I'm a big lover of corned beef as well. I wish I knew how much protein was in this sandwich. It's gotta be like 50 grams at least. This is the very definition of stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks of meat. Completely different flavors, even though it's still beef. Wow. Even though these are super thick sandwiches piled high, they squish down pretty easily because that meat is so tender. Plus the bread squishes down as well. So it's an easy bite. Everything just melts in your mouth, including that bread.
Yeah, okay. This is my tradition. Gotta get the matzo ball soup anytime we go to a Jewish deli. The soft and spongy little dough. That matzo ball soup is almost as good as Bubby's.
I gotta try the pickles as well. That was the half sour, and this is the full sour pickle. Both really, really amazing pickles. Refreshing, salty, very briny. I can't have just one. I gotta have both of these pickles to go with this incredible mountain of meat. So good, having such a blast here. It's so busy tonight. Even on a Monday evening, Katz's is packed. Everybody's here, native New Yorkers, tourists, and two of the best YouTubers in the Big Apple. Cheers.
All right, when Louis works out, he eats twice as much food. And trust me, I know this because I'm the one that has to cook it. I know I'm not gonna finish these sandwiches because they are ginormous, but Louis for sure today is gonna polish them right off. They're both really, really amazing sandwiches, so it would be really hard to pick a favorite. That's why we got both.
So as you can see, I've pretty much destroyed my halves of the sandwiches. It is so, so good, and I'm really, really thoroughly enjoying this meal. Plus the whole atmosphere and vibe. It's just a different level here at Katz's Deli. Now, to answer the question, is it so overrated that it's actually underrated? I would say so. This food does not disappoint. The service is incredible, and the vibes in here are perfection. This is my first visit to Katz's Deli, and I have to say it's very memorable. The meat is on point, everything is great, and I'm happy that a place like this is still in business over 100 years later. I was reading about the stage deli in the comedian's book. All the famous comedians throughout the decades went to the stage deli, and that's where they originated actually naming sandwiches after people. And sadly, they closed down, I think in 2006 or something like that. I would give anything to be able to visit the stage deli. So I'm not gonna throw words around like overrated, overpriced. To me, this is amazing. Who's going out for pastrami sandwiches these days on a budget anyway? I mean, not me. So I would say Katz's Deli, gets my 5 Diamond Award. It's gonna be a place that I return to when I want this specific flavor. They do it right, 30 days. That can't be wrong. So, cheers. And one more bite of the pastrami.